Welcome back to Jersey Matters. I'm Larry Menti. The National Catholic Priest Abuse Scandal is once again in the headlines, and victims in New Jersey who remain silent are now looking for a place to speak out. Our Vanessa Tyler found such a place, a new hotline specifically for victims in New Jersey. Vanessa.
Larry, priests abusing children, no longer the dirty secret, now that confidentiality agreements no longer apply. The diocese won't enforce them. But advocates for victims say there is the fine print, which may keep some holding in their pain.
I'm 71 years old, and I still have nightmares.
Fred Morigliano was 11, 12, 13. Though decades can't erase the abuse he still feels at the hands of his Plainfield parish priest.
Down in my dad's basement, when he used to pull me down on my knees and put his fingers in my mouth, forcing me to open my mouth. I still feel when he used to rub his face against me, I could feel that he needed a shave. I could still feel him. I could feel his breath breathing on me.
Raw emotion. Adding to the agony, he says the priest who abused him had the gall to return to his life years later. The priest called to check on Morigliano as an adult to ask about Morigliano's wife, and more importantly, his children.
And when he did that, I knew what he wanted. He wanted to rape my kids. And I went completely insane. I called him every dirty name I could think of and told him if he ever came over to my house, I would kill him.
I was 13 there.
The age when the grooming started.
That's who I was when he first came along.
The stages of abuse laid out in pictures. Mark Crawford, New Jersey director of SNAP, which is the survivors network of those abused by priests.
This here is another photo, probably shortly before I went away to school. You can tell in these photos, you don't see me smiling. I was always very apprehensive around him, and he was quite controlling at times. And you can almost see by that photo how he really clung to me.
Crawford says this priest, Father Kenneth Martin, the associate pastor of St. Andrew's in Bayonne, abused him for years. A friend of the family, the priest was always welcomed, even took young Mark away on trips. Although never convicted, the Newark Archdiocese tells Jersey Matters, years later the abuse allegations were investigated, but the 2-year statute of limitations had long run out. Ironically, Crawford says as a young man, he did tell many within the church, including then Newark Archbishop Theodore McCarrick, who recently was removed from his promoted position as cardinal in Washington, D.C., due to allegations that he too abused for years. Crawford says no wonder McCarrick did nothing about Father Martin, who was placed in various ministry positions.
It is really important that every victim, regardless of when it happened, how long ago, where they live today, even if they feel like they've put this behind them, it's so important they reach out and talk to the investigators who are going to explore every facet of what went on in New Jersey, who knew what and when.
The investigators are standing by now, manning a new abuse hotline. In the short time it's been up, officials at the Office of Attorney General had to hire more staff. Information that will be compiled, similar to the shocking grand jury report of rampant abuse released recently by the state of Pennsylvania. Soon, New Jersey will know its extent too. Helping a lot in this effort, the diocese has released all victims from any confidentiality agreements. But Crawford says there's a twist.
Many also were abused by religious orders.
He says it's not clear if those individual religious orders will waive their confidentiality agreements. Both Crawford and Morigliano want to track down the abusers, get lawmakers to eliminate that laughable 2-year statute of limitations, and get justice. They feel no child in New Jersey or anywhere is safe. As for Father Martin, technically still a priest, but no longer allowed to practice ministry. Instead, he worked in transportation, recently retired.
He's still living.
They're living too, with the horror stories of abuse that ruin lives forever.
The toughest thing that a survivor or victim has to do is go public. That's what they did to us. You know, they damaged our soul. They damaged our soul.
In Avenel, I'm Vanessa Tyler for Jersey Matters.